The Vegas Raiders last year, 8-9, second in the AFC West. I mean, they had a litany of bad quarterbacks that they ran through, though, en route to that 8-win season under Antonio Pierce, who was the interim coach, who now has the title of head coach. He's the man with the plan. He's got the job. And based on the addition of Christian Wilkins, the solidification of Antonio Pierce as the head coach, after winning 8 years last season, their win total, according to Hard Rock Bet, C-Cat, 6.5.
Ooh.
I don't get it.
That's brutal.
Absolutely brutal. And a lot of it's going to boil down to the fact that they don't necessarily have a quarterback. And that's why we'll start right with, if everything goes right for the Vegas Raiders. In a perfect world, let's hear from Jordan.
The ceiling is the roof. Let's make it happen.
And if they do make it happen in a perfect world, the Raiders, I see them as a 7-win team right alongside of my crystal ball with the Chargers. You got Gardner Minshew at quarterback. It's funny because when I think about the Chargers and Raiders, they could solve each other's problems. How about the Chargers take on Devontae Adams? How about the Raiders somehow get Justin Herbert in-house? But both of these teams separately have too many holes on offense specifically that make me feel like in this division, going up against Mahomes, in this conference, going up against all of those beasts of the AFC, I can't see them winning enough games to make the playoffs. And it can get ugly. It can get bad. Let's visit the floor for the Las Vegas Raiders in 2024. 3-14, C-Cat. I mean, I don't know if you've looked at the Raiders' schedule this year, but again, they're going to have Gardner Minshew at quarterback, and you look up and down that schedule, and I can't find many games they'd be favored in. Just two games I look at. September 22nd, they're home to the Panthers. C-Cat. Raiders at home versus the Panthers. You feel good about that one, right?
I feel good. I think they're going to win by 2 touchdowns.
That's a good one. And then November 24th, they're home to the Broncos. They should be favored in that as well. But beyond that, every other game, it looks like they're going to be the underdog trotting out a quarterback in Gardner Minshew. It's hard for me to put a confidence in that. The floor for the Raiders, 3-14. But how about some Big Teddy crystal ball? They have a 6.5 win total on Hard Rock Bet, but you heard it here first. The Raiders are going to be a 5-win team in 2024. 5. Count them. And I guarantee you this, it won't be any more than that. It could be less. I have no faith at all in this Raiders team. The Raiders gonna Raider like they always do. Sure, they got an elite defense, but like we've seen with other teams in the past, if you don't feel like your offense can move the ball by week 5, week 6, week 7, guys like Christian Wilkins are going to be like, dude, I ain't going to keep banging my head against the wall and fighting out full effort when that guy's throwing the ball right back to the other side. That Christmas game that they won against the Chiefs, they didn't have a single passing yard in the second half. You can't win steadily on a diet like that. And most of all, the real reason why I see this team winning 5 games, C-Cat, in case you missed it, run and tell this to your friends if they missed this offseason angle. The Las Vegas Raiders hired Luke Getsy as their offensive coordinator. And if you don't know who Luke Getsy is, it's likely for good reason. He was the OC for the Chicago Bears for the last couple of years. C-Cat, if it ain't on Matt Eberflus and he still got a job, and Getsy gets let go of, how the hell do you have confidence in a guy who couldn't put an offense together like that with Justin Fields and DJ Moore to come into Vegas and get wins out of Gardner Minshew?
You gave me 6 minutes on the Raiders, and you haven't mentioned Aiden O'Connell. That chubby boy with a mustache is going to make you regret it. Just watch, okay? Boiler up for Aiden O'Connell.
That's the savior of the Raiders season. That's exactly why I got them winning 5 games this year. There it was, Teddy two-a-days. What was the most off-base thing I said right there, C-Cat? You already fought back on both of my win totals right there. But out of all of that, at least you got to say I'm fair to the Raiders in saying that the defense is good, but there's no confidence on the other side of the ball. Is Devontae Adams going to still be running routes when dudes are throwing the ball 20 feet above his head?
Yeah, we're talking about Devontae Adams' trade destinations before the season began. So, yeah, morale isn't very high over there in Vegas.
Morale's not high, and yeah, you're right. Not only are we talking about trades, like Greeny and Pat McAfee are out here publicly making, guaranteed bets about, like, if he's not traded to the Jets by Christmas, that Greeny is gonna wear a tank top on Get Up. all things ugly right now coming out of Vegas, though I do hope that Antonio Pierce can prove some folks wrong there.